Chantal, we have you next. And like I mentioned in the beginning, we were like checking the screen in the beginning of this session, and Chantal was like, well, I built this other thing that we just like randomly chatted about a week ago, and now it's live. So really excited to see what Chantal you share. Feel free to also do like a really quick intro into like where you focus and all of that, and I will stop sharing. So the floor is yours.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, Maria. I'm so happy to be here as well. And yeah, I'm Chantal. I'm based in Bali, but I'm originally from Germany. And yeah, I'm a launch strategist and execution partner for other female founders, and I support them on like launching online courses, masterclasses, and cohorts. So I actually really love tech, but especially for my own business, I was like super annoyed because I have like so many different techs I'm using daily. So I'm using Notion, Trello, TickTick, because I was always like missing some functionalities. And yeah, I would say this for me actually the biggest game changer things using Cloud Code, because you can just customize it and you can customize it on the go. And that's like, yeah, super amazing and like really the game changer. And so I actually built like so many different things. And I will also share my screen. Yeah, so I also started with my dashboard. And yeah, it's also yeah customized on my needs. So I also had like because I'm also like super spiritual and I love astrology. So I just added like a daily tarot reading like jazz, just a little bit out of fun. And I'm also super into quotes. So I just have like a daily quote, which is switching and yeah, just keeps me motivating. And then because I'm like also super interested in podcast, and yeah, of course it's a bit annoying always searching for new podcasts. So I decided like every week I will get a new podcast relating on like launching female founders, which is yeah super nice. And then I'm a huge Formula One fan, so I actually just added always the next race just to be sure when the next race will be, and also be aware when it will be in Bali. Mm, and then I decided to create my own task board. I will show a little bit later. And um, it was actually coming a little bit from like I started to use Notion, then I switched to TikTok, and I was actually always annoyed because it took me so much time to just be aware of my to-dos and what I have to do. And yeah, but I will show you a little bit later. And then I also like set up my CRM system and customize it to my funnel, just to have like a good overview. And also a little bit like Maren, I created my like content calendar and also have a space just to add ideas. And I'm also a little bit interested, of course, on my like LinkedIn performance. It's not really up to date at the moment, but I also track my LinkedIn posts and see how it actually works to see, okay, what I can improve. Um, yeah, I think that's actually it. And then I just created this like yesterday. So it's I would say a little bit in the beginning still, and you cannot see a lot because I blurred almost everything because of course it's related to my like personal tests and also tests related to clients, so I cannot really share it. But I actually just created like different lists for like what I have to do this week. But I also have a list, for example, when I go back to Germany and so on. And then I also have like a master task file, and also working with like a done file just to see what I have done this month. And yeah, just started like two days ago. And I also warned her at the moment I'm not doing it because I just did it like yesterday to set everything up, but also use it as like my time tracking system and to be like a little bit more aware of how much time I actually spend on customers, how much time I spend on like marketing and sales, and also to have a better overview on, yeah, actually how much time I'm working. So yeah, this I just actually did like 2 days ago. So that's, I think, for me, the most crazy thing, because before you decide for like one tool, then you have to stick with it. And if there's like one functionality missing, it's like super annoying. Then you might switch to another tool. But here, if you see while using it, you can just like say, okay, I don't really like this. Could you please adjust it? And that's, yeah, really amazing. And also all with my like branding colors. And then one more thing which I would like to share is actually I also set up like a lead magnet. Um, so everything is also built in like Cloud Code and HTML. And yeah, I just created this little quiz. So you can just go through it, and then you get like customized results based on your answers. And yeah, because I'm German and I also have some customers like Germany, but also in other countries, for me, it was also super important, of course, to be GDPR compliant. So I also set this up with Cloud Code, and I also have Flowdesk because I still use it because it's my newsletter tool. But yeah, it's super amazing. And then you can also say, of course, okay, I would like to show only this part of the results, and then switch to this page after they signed up. I think, yeah, that's actually all I did. But yeah, I already have so many ideas. And I also said to Maria, it's like only the beginning for me. So I think I only did like 1% with a little bit of time, and always like working on it a bit during my work day. And then when I had another idea coming up, I was focusing on this. So yeah.
Yeah, and I love the experience of that lead magnet because it's like it's so smooth and it goes like you take the quiz, you see like a part of it, you get the email, you click the email, and then you get access to the same page with the full kind of like reading or the full result. And I think yours, I really love this example because it's such a good example of like not everything has to be fully hosted in Cloud Code. Like you can link it to, you can still use Flowdesk, or you can use like Modern uses Kit for certain things. It's not that you can't build those parts, but it's for most of us who are running businesses and have lives, you just don't have the time to build everything at once. So you don't have to. You can build like the first part. Maybe it's the lead magnet. And I think you built this first in, was it Lovable? So like you even used another
Yeah.
tool to build it originally. Then you just gave that code to Cloud Code. It rebuilt it. Then you obviously made the connections to your system and like made sure that everything works the way it should. But it doesn't mean that you can't use anything else. It's just a matter of choice. So if you want to use Flowdesk, if you want to use Kit, if you want to use Lovable, you can. Then you just import whatever you want and you kind of like make it fit your system instead of the other way around, right? But yeah, that's really, really amazing. I will also share the links to this one, so you will be able to go through it. Any questions to Chantal? The kind of like email side, I absolutely love what you did with Flowdesk. Like you should all take the quiz just to experience the flow of like the whole thing, and also it's quite revealing. But that's a conversation for another day. I think mine was at least like very, very revealing. But yeah, so what you can do is you can use Flowdesk, you can use Kit, you can use whatever you already use for email. You can use the MCP to just send individual emails from your Gmail or whatever you want. But you can also host all of the emails from your system. And again, the cost about like how cost of running these things, you don't need to pay for these platforms if you build them yourself. So for example, all of my email sequences, all of these, they live in my system. They connect to Supabase and then they connect to Resend. And I use Resend, which is free for a very high amount of emails. But there are always choices to be made, and you don't have to do all of these at once. What platform did you host your quiz on? It's built with Cloud Code, so you're hosting it on your host, just your website. URL, right, Chantal? So there's no extra cost, there's no extra platform. Every single thing you see today, like none of this is using another SaaS platform or provider. This is all built, hosted on these people's own hosting services, which I don't think anyone's paying more than like $5 a month for hosting. Like hosting is the cheapest thing you can get. Like it costs basically nothing. So the only thing you pay for is the hosting and Claude Code. And then you just push to the platform that you happen to be using. So yeah, you lose all the real need for using SaaS platforms, essentially building this way. You can host everything yourself. There was a question from Sophie about the posting, the content calendar. Correct me if I'm wrong, Maren, but you're using the content calendar to just like visualize and see your content, right? You're not posting directly from there, right? Yeah,
Correct. Yeah. But
yeah,
I wanna do it at one point with Postiz or
yeah, yeah,
yeah, the tool.
yeah. Yeah, we talked about it before. That one is quite a heavy build in terms of how much space it takes on your computer and also in terms of like the tech setup. But when you do the build of installing that kind of like little part into the system, then you're able to essentially replace buffer. You can replace all of the like automatic posting platforms, and it works on any and every social media platform. So you can use that as well. But again, that is just a different build. It's something that, for example, Maren, she has built the first step. So now the next step would be to install all the required plumbing for making Post-its work. And then when she builds creates her posts, what you can then just say at the end, like publish to LinkedIn tomorrow at 10. And then it will even do the publishing for you. But again, you don't have to do all of it at once. Like you can just keep building one step at a time, which is why it's so much fun because like you can have these functional parts that are already live and you can use without having to put like 2 months of work into each and every one. But cool. Thank you so much, Chantal. That was really cool. And I was so in awe like when I saw your tracker because you can also like connect the time to your existing clients. It will automatically update the CRM. Like you will actually not have to keep doing those things in different places and at different times. It will already know because you can link everything together in that same system that you have. So yeah, just absolutely amazing for those of us, especially who maybe have to bill hours to clients, for example. Cool. I think next we have Lavinia.